sure to come back and chat with you later. So magic, right? How do you create magic in your life? So yesterday we talked about mindset. Today I want to talk about accountability. Big word, accountability. What does it mean to be accountable? Being accountable means that you hold your feet to the fire. What it means is that you take full responsibility for whatever is going on in your life. So whatever magic you want to create in your life, you have to be in control. What that means or looks like is that you cannot make excuses for yourself. All excuses are equal. Some people call them reasons. They're still excuses. Because whatever it is that stops you from doing whatever it is you want to do can become an excuse. So, okay, I couldn't go and work out yesterday because, well, my kids were home. Okay, valid reason, but still an excuse. Why? Because it didn't get you to the place you want to get to. In other words, when you are accountable, you ensure that you're not blaming anyone else for what is going on in your life. Remember, you're not a passive participant in your own life. And if you are, there is a serious problem. It means you have given away your power to someone else, and you need to backtrack and start getting your power back. That's a lie for another day. But for now, I just want to say accountability means you hold your feet to the fire. And here's why accountability is important, guys. I know I say this often, but the worst kind of promises you can ever break are the promises that you make to yourself. Because every single time you break a promise to yourself, your confidence goes down. Your self-esteem goes down. You start not liking yourself or even hating yourself. And there's a reason. We are our own worst critics. And that's why it's important to hold yourself accountable more than anything else. Because you want to make sure you are doing the things you've promised yourself that you're going to do. Because every time you don't do it, your confidence goes down. And so getting back up to go again becomes harder and harder and harder until finally you give up. This is so important because I see people sabotaging themselves by not keeping their promises to themselves, by not holding themselves accountable. You hold yourself accountable to yourself. Now, if it helps, it does help me sometimes, as I talk to myself like, No. You on 75 hard. Stop looking at that cake like that. You're not going there. Okay? I have to literally self-talk in order for me to stay focused on whatever promise I've made to myself. Now, it takes, like I said, you got to have confidence in yourself that you can do this. And how do you do that? Set small, achievable goals. I say this a lot to people that I coach in keto weight loss. Set small, achievable goals. Don't go in there and go strict keto on day 1. Because by day 2, you're eating 3 loaves of bread, 6 muffins, and a whole pot of pasta. I'm telling you, been there, done that. And while you're setting your small, achievable goals, it feels like you're not doing enough. But the truth of the matter is, setting those small goals that you can achieve, you'll achieve them and maybe even exceed because they were so ridiculously small. And that feels good when you achieve something, right? It feels good when you can say, oh my God, all week I have drunk my gallon of water. All week. Wow. Right? That gives you the confidence to say, you know what? The next week, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out carbs except one meal. Okay? One meal I'll have carbs or reduce the amount of carbs I have. Okay? Instead of having a whole pot of rice, how about I do 2 tablespoons to start with? 2 tablespoons to start with. I'll fill up first on my meat and my avocado. And for all you know, you may not even eat the 2 tablespoons. Do that for a week. You've boosted your confidence. You might say to yourself, no, this whole exercise business. Man, I hate exercise. I do. But that's part of my work is now I'm having to exercise 90 minutes a day. See, but I'm there now. And I could take that on because I didn't start exercising 90 minutes a day doing the 75 hard. Oh no. I started 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes what you can do is, instead of saying, I need to set a time to go and walk 10 minutes, because I'm a rebel, right? So if I start thinking like that, everything in me starts resisting doing the thing. So what I decided to do is like, okay, what's the one thing I know I can do? Just put on music and watch what happens. Put on some African jams and I'm out. And I can dance for 90 minutes nonstop and even longer. So the key is find the kind of exercise you enjoy, then do little by little. Okay, something as simple as this. I've been sitting here, right? I hate the idea of going to the gym to do crunches for my tummy and those leg pull things for my... So you know what I do? Is literally in between our trainings, like today we have virtual training, we get like maybe 5-10 minutes. I get on the floor and I'll tell myself, okay, you're going to do, I don't know, 15 crunches. 1, 2, 3, 15, I do them. Done. By the end of the day, if I am taking in every 2-hour section of my day, I don't know how long that takes, what, 30 seconds, a minute to do 15 crunches? By the end of the day, how many crunches have I done? And then it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Break whatever you're doing up into bite-sized chunks that you can consume. Somebody once said, an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? You don't open your mouth or try to open your whole mouth like this and try to swallow a whole elephant. I just had a visual of that. It doesn't work, even in cartoon characters in my head. Not going to work, right? Your jaw will definitely, well, never mind. But the point I'm trying to make is this. You can consume a whole elephant if you're just consistently, slowly taking bite-sized chunk and lose the time. Our problem is you'll say, I want to shed 300 pounds in 2 weeks. Man, don't do that to yourself. Or get rid of that timeline thing and get invested in the process. Monica, stop laughing. Get invested in the process. Learn how to do the things properly. Give yourself that opportunity, right? Then it'll be easier to hold yourself to account. Then it'll be easier not to disappoint yourself. Then it's easier for you, for the one meal that went wrong, where you piled on the carbs, not to turn into the entire week of wrong meals. Get what I'm saying, guys? Because what we tend to do is we throw the baby out with the bathwater. I eat a Snickers bar this morning. The day will be over because after the Snickers, because that's how we're wired. You'll tell yourself, I have failed. I'm a failure. We're very hard on ourselves. I'm a failure. So you're like, oh, well, might as well, right? And then what do? The rest of that day, you're in the pantry with bags of chips, your children's chips. You're literally inhaling popcorn and you see that there's some soda somewhere, some pop. You're inhaling that. Self-sabotage. And sometimes you have to go back to look at what is fueling those kind of behaviors. Sometimes it's fear of success. Sometimes it's fear of failure. But behind those kind of extreme behaviors is a fear of something. And so to hold yourself accountable, do the little things. My God, anyone can lie on the floor for like 30 seconds and, knock out 15, crunches, right? If you can't do 15, do 5. It's okay. What it means is by the end of the day, you've done 50. Hey, that's a great start. And then tomorrow you might say, well, you know what? Yesterday I did 5. Maybe today, let me aim for, 7. And so you start doing these incremental activities that boost your self-esteem, boost your self-confidence. All the while, do you know what is happening? You're developing a habit. You're developing a habit. And one day you find after 21 days or 30 days that you cannot do without your little crunches. You cannot do without your dance, right? Now you're at 30 days and guess what? Those jeans that were a size 22 they're too big. So you pull out your size 18 or you pull out your size 16 and you're like, wow. Now it's at that point that you jump on the scale because you got some real evidence that something has happened, right? Hold yourself accountable. Journaling is a great way to do that. Write down those things that you want to achieve and why. Because that why has to be so big it reduces you to tears. Your why has to be the thing that gives you goosebumps every time you close your eyes and see it, right? Why do you want to shed the body fat? To look good? Great, why? You must ask yourself why till you get to your ultimate big why. I'll give you an example. For me, it was my children. I literally would look at them and I knew something had to change in my life because I wanted to live long enough to see them grow up. I didn't want to be cut short by disease so that I wouldn't be there for them. Right? Also, just seeing them come home and see me just kind of lying around, listless, sometimes drugged out because the medication for pain was making me that way. And seeing the look in their eyes broke me. And so that was always the big why, my children. Find your big why for why you want to do this thing that you want to do, right? And your big why could be, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being heavy, of having my heart pounding out of my chest when I walk for 300 yards. It could be that you're tired of the achy knees. It could be that you're tired of the achy back. You're just tired of feeling sick all the time because sugar is inflammatory and it makes you feel, you don't know how you feel until you don't feel it where sugar is concerned. Most times you become so accustomed to feeling unwell, that becomes your new normal. Get rid of sugar slowly and see what starts to happen. So I just wanted to share about this. The accountability piece is really important and how you can make it such that it is doable. So I hope you got value from this, guys. If you did, please share it out to your friends, share it out to your page, share it out to your groups. I really appreciate you guys. And tomorrow I will come back and talk about the G in the magic. Take care, guys. Bye.